Greetings, members of the board. I'm Avier.
I'm Nipun.
And I'm Aurav. And for the past 35 years, Medcare has been this community's trusted healthcare provider. That's a legacy built on trust. But today you face a challenge that directly threatens that legacy. Lucky for you, we've analyzed the entire situation and we are here to provide what we believe is the most strategic recommendation to navigate this challenge and secure Medcare's future. So let's start with the problem at hand. A new large national competitor, Titan Health, has opened a new facility. The impact was immediate and serious. Medicare has lost 8 of its key physicians to Titan Health in just the past 6 months. And when you lose doctors, you lose their patients and their procedures along with that. As a direct result, our key performance metrics are all trending in the downwards direction. We're seeing a decrease in revenue, operating margin, and patient admissions, which isn't a small dip, it's a new trend. Medcare must act decisively to ensure its future success. Taking a closer look at the 3-year performance trends, we can see the data clearly. These numbers really paint the picture. From 2022 to 24, revenue is down 2.4%, patient admissions are down 8%, and most critically, our operating margin has fallen from 4.1% down to 2.9%. That's a massive drop, and that's money we need to use to reinvest, to buy new equipment, and to stay competitive. We also see a 10% decline in outpatient resources. We can't just wait for this to get better. This brings us to our strategic options. As we see it, we have 3 potential options to move forward. First is option 1, to merge with St. Martin Health. This is a defensive move. It offers capital for upgrades and higher pay, but it means risking our independence and local authorities. There's also option 3, to expand outpatient services. This is a sideways move. It aligns with some growth goals and costs less, but it doesn't solve the core problem, which is losing our best doctors. Then there's option 2, to specialize and differentiate. This is the offensive move. This path could attract top physicians and truly set Medcare apart, but it does demand major initial costs. Today, we will demonstrate with data why that second option, to specialize and differentiate, is a clear, decisive winner. This is one that not only solves a real problem. Now I'll hand it off to Nipun to explain why.
Our recommendation is to specialize and differentiate. Specifically, we recommend a strategic 12 million investment to build centers of excellence in orthopedics and cardiology. This is an offensive strategy, and it's so powerful because it achieves 3 critical goals at once. First, it makes use of our existing market trends. Second, it quickly and directly addresses the retention problem. And third, it creates a highly niche defensible upside against Titan Health. So, why these 2 areas? It's time to make what Medcare does best even better. In cardiology, you are already the clear market leader with a 45% share. This is followed by the 20-year expertise of Dr. Sarah Chen and your advanced cardiac cath lab. In orthopedics, you have an impressive 35% market share. This is your future. The service is perfectly aligned with demographic trends. Our community 65 and older population is growing to 26% by 2030, and this investment directly serves that growing need. Second, and this is the most critical part, this strategy fixes the retention problem. The problem is that Titan Health is attracting your physicians with higher pay and new facilities. Building a specialized center shows a deep commitment to world-class excellence. Top-tier doctors want to work at the best centers with the best technology. This creates a convincing, non-monetary incentive for physicians to stay and to commit for the long term. It's about prestige and purpose. This is how you make Medcare a hub for top specialists. And finally, the big question, can you afford this? Yes, you have 18 million in available reserves and a strong 0.35 debt to asset ratio. This 12 million upfront investment is a well-funded amount that we can use those cash reserves for. This investment uses 2/3 of your reserves, but it leaves 6 million in remaining reserves. That 6 million gives us flexibility for other needs. So while this investment will support future growth tremendously, it will still leave Medcare in a strong financial position.
This focused approach is superior because the other options are frankly ineffective. Let's be clear why. Option 1, the merger. This might fix the salary issue, but it sacrifices Medcare's hard-earned 35-year dependent brand and your local control. It's a surrender and not a strategy. And option 3, expanding outpatient services just doesn't solve the main problem. It primarily fails to address the issue of physician retention. And remember the data we just saw? That outpatient segment is already in a 10% decline. It makes no sense to invest in a declining area that doesn't solve our crisis. Now, any good strategy accounts for risks. This strategy is not without risks, but they are identifiable, and we have solutions. First, what if we still risk the continued loss of our physicians? Our strategy is to use a portion of that remaining 6 million in reserves for physician bonuses. This addresses the short-term compensation issue while the long-term center of excellence solution is being built. Second, what about a slow ROI? The strategy here is to combat this by launching a local marketing campaign, targeting the older demographic and local PCP for referrals. Finally, what if there's a competitive response? Titan will respond. Our strategy is to leverage our first mover advantage and Medcare's 35-year brand to convince the public. If we execute this plan, success in 3 years isn't just surviving, it's transformative. We will see a full financial turnaround, with your operating margin restored to over 4% and a return to positive revenue growth. We will achieve dominant market leadership, pushing our cardiology share above 50% and our orthopedics share over 40%. We will become the undisputed leader, and most importantly, Medcare will be known as a physician hub. That physician exodus will be a distant memory. We will be a premier destination for medical professionals with specialist turnover near zero. By specializing, we fundamentally change the competitive landscape. We stop competing on Titan Health's terms of scale and salary, and we force them to compete on our terms, specialized expertise, and 35 years of community trust. This strategy just doesn't get Medcare through the next few years. It secures your legacy for the next 35. And this is the focused, confident future we recommend.